Let me bring you up to speed.
Let's get to the
I don't want to.
It's bad.
Yeah, okay, I think that's the responsible choice.
I'm supposed to be giving these characters therapy, and I'm thinking about catching a session of my own this afternoon.
Is everything okay?
Oh, these people are so stupid.
No.
Just smooch your way into a great relationship.
This is not going to be one of our empathetic, compassionate, warm episodes. The gloves are coming off.
This one's for you, Mom.
Do I look completely insane right now? Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. I'm joined by my co-host,
Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. What are we doing today?
I'm gonna cure you of loving movies.
Oh no.
We talked about the first film in this, the holiest of trilogies,
Behold, Arthur, this is the Holy Grail.
a couple of years ago. You can watch the episodes right here. We had to do 2 episodes because it's so thematically rich and packed and dense and full of heft
Oh, no.
and goodness. We're talking about The Kissing Booth too.
There's a second one.
There's a second and a third, Jono.
You guys can determine if we suffer through the third one. This is my Passion of the Christ. This is an ordeal to sit through. It is torture.
This movie
How many?
is 2 hours and 12 minutes long. We have 40 minutes of clips. So time it. It's 11:56. We're gonna go for almost 2 hours.
If you're a fan of our Twilight episodes, probably going to have similar energy. I'm about to get furious.
It's gonna be great. Kissing Booth 2. Here we go.
Are you breaking up with me?
What? No. The opposite.
Then what? What?
So-
Why? Why are you ignoring me?
I don't know.
You could say
Just
the
say
honest
it.
thing.
Just tell
I'm
him.
I'm trying to be mature.
Spit it
I don't
out.
come off like some clingy girlfriend.
It took 30 seconds to get that sentence out.
It's work.
I know, but people always say that when they leave.
That's why this movie is as long as Lawrence of
Give
Arabia.
you space so you could figure
Felt
out
longer,
if this is really what you
honestly.
want.
And Lawrence doesn't feel like it's fast.
I don't want space. Space is not what I want. I told you. I don't want space. I want you. I want you around me all the time. I want you with me right now, actually.
So this
I
is
just-
an
I just
example
want
of
you,
like
okay?
he's saying what he wants and what he thinks, and that's
Calm.
good.
Yeah.
But she just made an
Message,
assumption
whatever it is.
and never talked to him
Whatever
about it.
is, just don't give me
And that's a
space,
recurring
okay?
issue I have with this film. Every piece of petty, ridiculous drama could be resolved with a quick, clarifying conversation.
This is what we like to call, are you ready for this?
What?
This is an idiot plot. Roger Ebert, one of my all-time heroes, loved talking about the idiot plot because, you know, he watched every movie that came out, and a fair number of movies are reliant on if the people in the plot never talk to each other, and it is a requirement that they be incredibly stupid for the plot to function.
Yeah.
It is a requirement for Elle, played by Joey King, doing her absolute best, she's really trying with not very good material, to be a complete fucking imbecile. She has to never, ever, ever trust this guy who has given her no reason to ever doubt him.
Well,
Ever. Like,
as-
you go back
as
to
a
the first
boyfriend,
movie.
yeah.
You go back to the first movie, he has been nothing but loyal. He's got other issues.
She can doubt him as a pacifist.
Hey, stop! No!
She should probably doubt her own taste.
But his loyalty
His loyalty is impeccable.
He's like, I'm here. I want to be with you all the time. I want
supportive
you to
of-
call me. I don't want you to give me space.
There's no such thing as clingy girlfriend. Clingy. Cling on. I want clings.
But to your point about she has to be an idiot, he goes to college and she could be like, hey, do you want space or do you want to text and call every day? You know, like we have been. What do you want? They don't have that conversation. She just makes the assumption. And yes, I know people do that in real life as well, but people in real life are also idiots.
People are fucking imbeciles.
Okay, this is a good time to say this is not going to be one of our empathetic, compassionate, warm episodes.
We're going to try real hard to find that within the rage.
And we will, as we did with our Twilight episodes, we will find meat to chew on and helpful things to talk about. but don't expect us to be nice. The gloves are coming off. If you want a nicer episode, here's one on Fight Club.
Are you 3,000 miles away from your sweetheart and you keep getting cut off because you keep ripping the landline out of the wall and you don't have a cell phone?
Wow, what a very unique set of circumstances that could be solved by Mint Mobile Cellular Service.
Mint Mobile, today's sponsor, helps keep you connected.
Right now, for a limited time, Mint is offering 3, 6, or 12 months of premium wireless service for only $15 a month.
That's any plan, including unlimited.
Minty fresh. Premium wireless without the premium price tag.
I've been using Mint Mobile for a few months now, and guess what?
You save money?
I saved a lot of money.
Well, all plans do include unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network.
Mint provides 5G to 98% of Americans and 4G LTE coverage to 99% of Americans. That's a lot of Americans.
You're not sacrificing signal for savings.
Absolutely true. In fact, when I switched to Mint Mobile, my coverage got significantly better here in my own home.
If you're thinking it's going to be a huge pain to switch carriers, never fear.
It was way harder for Elle to switch boyfriends than it was for me to switch to Mint Mobile.
It's so quick and easy, like Noah before his reformation. 100% online, no stores, and no salespeople.
That's right. It took me, I think, 6 minutes.
And every Mint plan includes a 7-day money-back guarantee, so there's absolutely zero risk of trying it.
Stop overpaying for wireless just because that's how it's always been. You don't have to follow the rules you wrote when you were 6.
Oh my gosh. Switch to Mint now and get 3, 6, or 12 months of premium wireless for only $15 a month.
That is any plan, even the unlimited one. It's so much data that for not much dollars.
So click the link below or go to mintmobile.com/cinematherapy.
Don't even get me started on Berkeley. If Lee and I both don't get in, I'm
Don't tell me you've only applied to one school now.
I know, but it's literally the only school we've ever talked about going to.
That's no reason not to apply to other schools.
You know what you could do?
Hope isn't a plan.
Is he about to ask me to?
Apply here.
Aw.
As if I could get into Harvard.
Hell, there's over 30 schools that you can
Yeah,
apply to.
you're just super privileged from a high, expensive private school.
No, my point being that, you know,
I'm pretty sure she's like on a scholarship or something.
come to
Like,
school
there's
here.
a whole plot
Yeah.
thing about it in the first movie. But like, yeah. Also,
I'd like
Harvard covers your tuition unless your parents are rich.
See this, but my heart just did a backflip.
Thanks for the narration,
Maybe I'll think about that.
because
maybe you'll
The
think
narration in this movie, I hate.
about it. See all the books that
we can't see just you blushing and smiling, and that tells us,
I couldn't help but think about rule number 19.
which is...
But here's the thing. Who knows if I'd even get accepted into a Boston school? And if I didn't,
She has
what would
so
be
many
the point
rules,
in
she might as well be
telling
the
Lee now and
transporter.
getting him up to
Honestly, Joey King in a transporter movie?
I know!
Joey King doing little tiny girl kung fu?
In case you've forgotten, Elle is best friends with Lee, who is Noah's younger brother. She and Lee have agreements from childhood that are like ironclad as adults.
This thing we decided when we were 8 years old is how life will be forever. That is the dumbest f***ing idea. In a movie full of dumb ideas.
This is like you hit 18 and your friend's like, what do you mean we're not doing the lemonade stand this summer? We do it every year. We promised, we pinky swore in 3rd grade that we would do it forever.
I've got an internship at Google. I don't know what to tell you.
So Noah's like, you should apply to Harvard, which I don't get the strategy of we're going to have a long distance relationship. I'm a year behind you in school, and this is the first time we're talking about the possibility of me joining you at Harvard. Is your plan to be across the country for the next 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
You literally cannot get further apart in major metropolitan areas than Boston and San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that was their plan
Yep.
for 5 years.
Guys, yo, say hello to Al.
Hi!
I don't remember. We were roommates. You and I would never just hang out. So there's a girl there. Instant jealousy. Who is that? But it's a college, and she's not even flirting with Noah.
No, she's talking to everyone else.
This is great news, but I gotta go, so we can talk about this tomorrow.
Okay, sure.
Okay, all right, bye.
I can't wait to meet everyone.
accurate teenage boy thing to do. Hang up too quick, sure.
Yeah, well, and what's...
Looks weird coming out of Jacob Elordi, 30-year-old man.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, good, explain it to us.
I know I'm gonna regret this.
Okay, I'm going to go on a big, long rant about voiceover and narration.
Chloe Winthrop.
But also, she's part of the friend group, and you're best friends with your boyfriend's brother.
Oh, yeah, just your run-of-the-mill, breathtaking supermodel goddess. No worries there.
Noah has only ever shown himself totally loyal to you. But now she's interested in
I
Harvard.
wanna see this.
Holy crap. That's a lot of money.
I could get behind if Noah starts posting pictures of him and Chloe together, or if Noah's alone in his room and Chloe shows up and she's pretty and they start talking and laughing on camera.
Or she walks up behind him and like puts her arms around him, even if it's kind of a friend hug, but she does that.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, maybe some jealousy there.
Point is, the jealousy and the insecurity are instantaneous and unearned.
But at least it gets explained to us with narration. And I know, the whole time she's in the recording booth recording this voiceover, she's going like, they know this. I did this already.
Yeah.
I did it on set. You can see it on my face. What the fuck, Vince? Why do you have me saying this? They can see it on my face.
Yeah.
I already acted this. Why am I here right now? They don't need this. People have eyes. Presumably, if they're going to a movie, they're sighted.
Yeah, it must be.
And she did every single time. There's not one line of narration in this entire goddamn movie that helps in any way. None of it. All of it is pointless. Some of it hurts the scene. Why did you do this?
Any ideas why this was done, guys? Let us know in the comments below. Why would they do this to us?
Anyway, I'm going to be ripping on Vince Marcello a lot, writer and director of these three films.
Someone's got to take the blame.
You think Rachel would do it?
Oh shit, Rachel.
What?
You left your girlfriend.
No, I was supposed to hang out with Rachel tonight.
Oh no, I'm the world's worst boyfriend, and I've continued to be the world's worst boyfriend for a long time. This is not the first time in the movie. This is just one of the times that I decided to show it.
And the message of the movie is that if you have opposite sex friends, you will be a terrible partner.
I'm so sorry. I was practicing with Elle.
Look, Lee, I know that Elle is your best friend, but this has got to stop. I mean, ever since Noah left,
She's
she's
always
like,
around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You gotta say
she's a
something
third
to her.
wheel.
I know, and I'm sorry, but please don't blame her for this, okay? I'm the one who forgot.
But it's not just tonight. She's always inviting herself or just showing
It's
up.
okay to blame her
You can't
for
just tell her
this.
that we don't want her hanging out with us.
But you can leave me standing at the movie theater for 45 minutes just fine?
Look on his face.
He's so good at
Listen,
sad
Lee,
broken
if you-
puppy.
If you can't make your best friend understand that this relationship is important, then I don't think we have a relationship.
Rachel, I can't just tell
Figure
her.
out your priorities, Lee. If I'm one of them, then go and tell Elle that I am.
Also, Rachel, I kind of blame you because you got involved with these
Good
two
night.
putzes. And
Yeah, we saw all through the first movie, you knew exactly what Lee was, and you went for him anyway.
Lee and Elle are what is known in the therapy world as enmeshed. Enmeshed means that you don't have healthy boundaries. That you're basically, it's the clinical term for you're all up in each other's business.
Different from codependent?
Uh,
Often comorbidities.
ooh, look at you throwing that around.
I've been listening for 6 years.
Lee and Elle are so enmeshed in each other's lives that Elle can't even apply to more than one university without feeling like she's betrayed Lee because they had this plan. Lee can't go on a date with his girlfriend without bringing Elle along, not as a chaperone, just as someone else to hang out with on the date. That's not the point of dating, Lee.
But also, neither one of them can tell the other one the truth about anything. Mm-hmm. They're so enmeshed in each other's lives, but they can't possibly share their thoughts and feelings with each other.
Yeah, well, that suggests that this entire relationship, this friendship, is extremely fragile and is not based on trust. It's based on, I actually don't know.
Rules.
Shared rule, yes.
Made up bullshit 6-year-old rules.
Gosh, that's actually accurate. the rules keep the relationship together, but then they keep violating the rules behind each other's back. What this relationship needs is, I don't know, a 2 or 3 minute conversation, just like every other f***ing problem in this movie.
No, don't worry. We're just getting started.
Oh.
Okay. Here's our inciting incident.
She's
A half hour, 40 minutes into the movie.
snooping.
I don't know how far in it is. It's way too late.
Also,
Oh my gosh.
I don't have
earring?
earrings, but the odds of you sleeping in someone else's bed when they're not there and then losing an earring but not both.
Also, I'm fairly certain that the ear portion of the ring has the back on it.
Yeah.
So she was asleep, took it off, put the back on, dropped it under the bed, and then forgot about it.
So
All of that was perfectly innocent, by the way.
Yeah.
She scrolled through it quickly, but don't worry, I paused. It's innocent. There's nothing untoward there. This is a conversation between friends.
In fact,
Friends who like to hang out sometimes.
What's going on?
how much of this movie is coasting on Jacob Elordi's towel game?
Gotta get to the airport.
Because it seems like a lot.
Talk to me. What's
A
up?
high percentage. And
Yes.
to be fair, it buys you a lot.
Talk to him.
Okay. How much of this is us applying the standard of, look, we're in our mid 40s. We're old men. How much of this is us applying the standard of like actual maturity to a 17-year-old?
You're being generous by saying we're actually mature.
We know what maturity is.
We know what it looks like. I'm trying to rewind back to like high school and college, and it was dramatic and ridiculous. And there were times when a simple conversation would have helped things. So I'm not saying otherwise. I'm also saying that if you're going to base your entire plot over that sort of petty, immature stuff, make your movie 90 minutes. Hell, 75, you know?
75.
Just in and out.
It's Netflix. You don't have to hit an arbitrary number, guys.
How long is this movie, Alan?
2 hours and 12 minutes.
132 minutes long, Jonathan.
The thing about this scene, though, most people in this situation, this would turn into a shouting match because she would hold up the phone and she would hold up the earring and she would go, "What the hell, Noah?" Noah would try to explain. She might listen.
Well, Noah would probably get defensive.
Noah would
right?
Noah would get defensive.
He's 18, 19.
He'd try to defend
Despite
himself.
the fact that he looks 30 and pretty good 30, if you ask me.
30 without carbs is what he looks like.
Yeah, man. If only.
He's actually younger than the actor who plays Lee.
Huh?
I will say, actually, these actors are not as old as you think they are. They're actually in their 20s. They look like they're in their 30s,
Well,
though.
the guy who plays Marco is like 28.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
But Noah would get defensive, and then this would turn into a big argument. But instead, based on one earring and a string of innocent text messages, she decides he is having sex with this woman, he's not telling me, he's lying, he's cheating, and he deserves for me to drop this insult bomb and walk out like I just am walking away from an explosion without
She's
looking
not
back.
jumping to conclusions. She's fucking base jumping to conclusions.
Are you all right? Yeah. Think I might get a bruise on my heel. That's not bad.
To be fair, an earring under your boyfriend's bed is suspicious.
Unless your boyfriend is Jack Sparrow. In
He's-
which case, it's probably his.
I suppose you didn't deserve that one either.
No, that one I deserve.
So it is suspicious, and I would want an explanation. I definitely wouldn't like pretend I didn't see what I saw. At the same time, Noah has earned some benefit of the doubt here. He's like the one character who's always willing to have like a direct conversation, and she just zigzags every time he tries.
Don't trust Lee.
No.
Because he won't have a direct conversation. Don't trust, well, I guess Rachel does.
Put some respect on my name.
Don't trust Marco because you don't know anything about him yet.
You know,
we
you
haven't
know-
even met Marco. Let's meet Marco.
What's your name?
Marco! Why are you so upset when you left?
Well,
Say it. Say it.
I guess I was
Use the
Looking at
words.
this whole life that you have out there without me.
No, I found an earring under your bed.
I'm definitely not used to seeing you around all those college girls.
Al, I told you Chloe's just a friend.
How did you know I meant her?
Didn't need that.
Okay.
She said it with her
You
eyes.
don't sound convinced.
I want to believe you.
There's no reason you shouldn't.
Correct.
Except one reason.
Nope. Not a reason.
You're telling me that nothing has happened.
Also, she said that with the pause.
Good. You know I love you.
I love you too.
I'm really glad we talked.
You didn't talk.
You didn't talk? Okay. Now, in the interest of fairness, some of you are probably watching this right now saying, Alan, Jono, you don't get it. There are so many guys in my life who have played the role of loyal, faithful, loving boyfriend and asked me to trust them.
And they've been on. Sure.
And so like
granted
that, and you know what? Also, Elle's been to high school, so she's seen all sorts of guys be cads and jerks and stuff.
Shoes untied.
What? Oh, thanks.
I don't think her suspicion or her insecurity or her fear are unfounded. I don't want to go overboard and say, oh, this is ridiculous. Like, none of that's ridiculous. What's ridiculous is Noah, at this point in the story, has proven that he can have a conversation, that he will give her a direct answer, and that she can trust that answer because his track record of behavior has established who he is. That's my issue with this, not the things that she's worried about.
That's good. That's a good point.
And she could seek reassurance from him, and she kind of does, but she doesn't address the root issue, which is, here's why I'm suspicious. Here's what's going on. Could you explain it for me? And why doesn't she?
I'm finding it. It take you that long to find it?
Because the plot needs her to not do it. It makes no sense for her character to not do that. Because by the end of the first movie, she's having those conversations with him.
Thank you. Hey, Rachel. It's me, Lee Flynn. Look, I'm totally getting detention for this, but it's worth it because I really just needed to talk to you. I am so sorry about everything that happened.
Grand romantic gestures, yay.
I wanted you to know something.
They always work, right?
Never told you this before, but I love you, Rachel.
So this...
And I'm really hoping that you love me too.
This makes up for his entire history of everything bad that he's done in their relationship, right?
Smiley face emoji for yes.
No.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
Please.
But it's a halfway decent start.
Look, it's cute. This is a cute scene to have happen. And this drives me nuts because it's really dumb. Text me a smiley face or text me a poop.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yes! We got smiley face. We got smiley face. There's no poop. There's no poop here.
No poop. Fuck you, Vince Marzello.
Why?
I should hate everything about this, and then you wrote in no poop.
Uh-huh.
And no poop is great. That is great. I'm so mad that I didn't think of that and put that in a romantic comedy at some point.
The smile or the poop?
The smile or the poop. And he's so happy. No poop.
The rest of the movie is yes poop. So this is what is known as a grand romantic gesture.
If you want to learn more about that, we talk about it in 10 Tropes We Hate About Rom-Coms. It's a video right here.
He could talk to her just in person.
Yeah, she's not giving him the silent treatment or anything.
Because he runs the risk of, on the one hand, maybe she'll really like this public declaration of love, that he is not hiding it, he's not ashamed of it, and he wants everyone to know about it. That makes it feel pretty solid. On the other hand, she could be humiliated that he's doing this in front of everybody.
That seems like the more likely hand.
Miss Angela Martin, will you please join me on stage? Okay, then I will come to you, my flower.
Damn it! He could approach her at her locker and tell her this very private, intimate thing in a private, intimate, one-on-one way.
Or he could spend a month or two having some patience and demonstrating that he has actually changed and is going to put her first instead of Elle. And then he could have the private conversation. These are all options available to Lee.
That sounds too complicated.
Because the best apology is changed behavior. And we often misinterpret grand declarations of love or romantic gestures for change because they're heartwarming and we feel special and we feel prized.
And it's tough. Like doing this and being in public and stuff like that takes a big amount of commitment to do once for 2 minutes.
I'm not saying there's no place for grand romantic gestures. I'm saying grand romantic gestures cannot replace the daily in and out consistency of showing up with reliability and integrity for your partner.
Yep.
And he hasn't made those changes yet. Has he even talked to Elle yet at this point in the story?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he hasn't fixed the actual problem that Rachel asked him to fix.
No.
Rachel says, talk to Elle, tell her you can't tag along because we're a couple and we actually need to have, couple time. And his response is, smiley face or poop?
Poop.
Instead of actually listening to you.
But it's also emotionally manipulative because he's doing it in public.
Yeah, it's pressure
She's
on
gonna
her.
feel peer pressure to like, hey, you should. Oh, he's so cute and sweet.
Yeah.
You should accept him.
Or are you going to be the villain who rejects this guy who just poured his heart out in front of all of us?
Yeah, and get booed.
When I left Boston was because I found something in your room.
Wait, is she good at communication now?
Maybe what did you find?
Oh, maybe. Maybe
A
she's learned to
earring?
run.
Under your bed. And I wondered if it belongs to Chloe.
Oh, I promise you, I have absolutely no idea how an earring got in my room.
That may be so, but it was there.
Okay, I know what you thought.
This is the original conversation to have, or have it within an hour.
Right.
Like you're upset when you find the earring. Sure.
Walk out of the room.
Roommates, ex-girlfriends, I mean, this
Talk
is
to him
terrible.
immediately
It's
afterwards.
just that knowing your past, it's hard not to think.
That's not fair at all.
Knowing what past?
He was a womanizer. That was in the first movie.
Yeah, before her.
Okay, then I'm asking you to trust me. Please.
It was heartbreaking to hear Noah talk.
Stop it!
And I knew everything failed.
We can see it on her face!
face! She's such a good actress.
All right. I believe you.
You remove.
She obviously doesn't, but you don't need to say that because her eyes are
I
saying
wish you
it.
brought it up sooner,
Little
but
tears.
I'm glad you told me.
When you're not sure where you stand, sometimes a leap of faith is the only move you can make.
Didn't need it.
Here's why it's in the movie. Because that's the inner monologue in the book. Because in the book, you have access to a character's thoughts.
Sure.
Let me talk to you. What's his name? Vince?
Vince.
Vince. I'm not even a film director, but let me talk to you, man. Okay? In books, you have access to inner thoughts. That's part of the power of books.
Yeah.
Because books don't have actors to show you.
You with me so far?
What movies have is actors to show you. If you double up, it's overkill. This is why your movie is 2.5 hours long, pretty much. It's like The Return of the King, but just the endings.
Okay, remember, leave it to me this time, all right? And no jokes.
You want to know why I compare that? Because your movie should have been over before it started.
Enough hammering on Vince for now.
You're going to defend him for now?
I'm going to defend him with this one thing. First of all, I do think it's an adaptation problem from the book. I think that they're putting the inner monologue externally, right? They're just recording it, which you don't need because Joey is showing you everything.
Yeah.
You don't need it. But that's if people are watching.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I would be willing to bet a Netflix exec was like, hey, say everything out loud and repeat it a whole bunch. Because when people are watching Netflix, they're on their phones. This is a thing that they preach at Netflix.
Nobody watches our stuff. It's just playing in the background and they acknowledge it. And instead of making things worth just watching, like, okay,
something
so
that can hold your attention, say, in a movie theater.
Yeah. Oh, quick question. Why did she suddenly open up?
Oh, because it was time. In the script. If you flip through the script pages right there, it says, open up now.
Let me see the script.
If we can't
Through a series of convoluted events,
Fun.
Sure about that?
she needs to win a DDR competition to get some money to go to college. And Lee dropped out so that he could spend time with Rachel, and they roped Marco into doing it because Marco, turns out, is really good at DDR.
Come on, you're just thinking too much. Just gotta let go. Feel the music.
He's smart.
Why did you and Lee start doing this
Or
in
at
the
least
first
not
place?
dumb.
This was fun.
I remember fun. I don't.
Before this movie.
Before this movie.
I'm sorry I've been giving you so much.
Nah, it's okay. I'm starting to think I really need to work on my footwork. Look at this.
Oh, that was not her best acting, though.
Not her fault.
We're going to have our protagonist constantly worried that her boyfriend, her collegiate boyfriend, is cheating on her. And then we're going to set her up to cheat on him.
Sometimes my genius, it generates gravity.
Cheaters are afraid of being cheated on.
Sure.
Just like thieves are afraid someone's going to break into their house and steal from them.
Yeah.
And I don't want Elle to be a cheater, even though I'm not especially attached to the character.
Listen, I do just because I want anything to happen in this movie. Anything that makes sense.
My motorcycle.
Don't get your hopes up.
Listen, cheating isn't smart, but it does make sense. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Also, I don't understand, how do these teenagers afford the thousands of dollars they've spent on DDR at this point?
I don't know.
Because every time, it shows them putting coins in every time they need to play it, and they're practicing for hours a day. Presumably, they've spent hundreds or thousands of dollars.
Alrighty. Here you go.
The big deal is that the competition is literally in 4 weeks.
Honestly, you'd think Lee's rich dad would just buy them one and put it in the garage.
Buy him a DDR machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Flynn. But if I found someone who I loved that was smart, funny, and liked the same stuff I liked, I'd never make her feel like that.
When would I get away, huh?
To be fair, Flynn didn't make you feel like that. You made yourself feel like that.
You can't really hold on to someone. Because the tighter you hold on to them, the more they want to slip away. All you can do is love them and make sure they know that you're never going to slip away.
Teach me more. You pretty man.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
No, you're...
This is very wise for a teenager. But that does happen. But
is he the healthiest character ever in a rom-com? He seems to kind of have it all figured out. Also, damn that boy pretty.
It's okay because that actor is 28 years old. On the surface, yes, and the points he makes are very solid, especially the tighter you hold on to someone, the more they slip away. You just gotta love them and let them choose, right?
Sure,
Just,
yeah.
I like to tell people if a person's not free to leave, then staying means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with Marco is that he is implicitly flirting with Elle. If I found someone who was smart and beautiful and fun and liked all the stuff I like, and he's making the doe eyes at her, and they're here on this romantic beach with its mystery survivor fires, like
the mystery fires.
He's paying her compliments and he's implicitly confessing his affection for her, knowing that she's in a relationship. And he also throws Noah under the bus when Noah hasn't done anything to this guy, and Noah's been great to Elle. Sure. He's like, I would never let her get away.
To be fair,
I would
to
never
Marco,
let go.
All he knows is what Elle has told him. Because he's new in the school, he just moved in. He doesn't really know anything about Flynn except maybe rumors about his past. He was notorious. And what she has told him, which is, well, he's off and I feel bad.
The most unrealistic thing about the scene for me is that he is both that wise and has those abs. Usually by the time you acquired that level of wisdom, you've lost your abs. I had great abs in high school.
Nobody pray for me. been that day for me.
But I was a moron. I am much wiser now.
On the abs to wisdom continuity,
there's usually a trade.
It is very difficult to have both.
You need carbs. Your brain runs on glucose. For simple cognitive functions, you need them.
Yes, Marco is a very healthy character, but let's not pretend he's perfect.
It's none of my business.
Yeah, but
I have no problem.
You're not wrong.
With a cute gay romance in high school and kids struggling to come out and whatever.
So
Great.
I don't know what I am. I like him.
I have a problem with it in this movie, which is, I remind you, 132 minutes long.
He's a total dork, right?
I don't know. He's kind of adorable.
He's really smart.
He's got the dimples.
And those dimples definitely don't hurt.
Yeah. Fine. Cute. Okay, great. It does nothing for this
So
movie.
what are you gonna do?
It makes her more likable, which at this point the movie desperately
It's
needs.
desperately needed. Okay. I'll give you that. Maybe it does that, but man.
She's an ally and she's a
You
friend.
really shouldn't care what the guys think. And you
But also-
definitely shouldn't let it stop you from being with someone.
We
that you
have
love.
7 relationships in this
There's
movie.
so much
I know
happening.
all about
Like,
that. And
she's in a love triangle, which is tangentially connected to a love sorta triangle with Lee and Rachel, and kind of her. So that's 2 love so that's a love bow tie. But there's also her and Noah and Chloe. So I guess if you is it a love hexagon?
It's like they're trying to be groundbreaking and say something important, except for that something important has been said 10,000 times already and better. This isn't the 90s, you're not trailblazing here.
If those characters meant more to the plot, or were integral in any way, or even if they just informed what's happening to Elle. You can have side characters and side plots that aren't really about anything, but the contrast of what's happening with your main character is clear and interesting. You can do that, and that's okay.
Well, an exact one-to-one comparison, Bill and Frank. Since we're on the subject of gay couples, Bill and Frank did exactly that in highlighting what was going on with Joel.
Exactly.
Rachel, I don't really know what you're talking about. Did I do something?
Something? Did you do something? You crashed my prom. You ruined bowling nights. You wasted all of Lee's time with your stupid dance game. My God, Al, with you around, I literally can't spend a moment alone with my own boyfriend.
Should have talked to her, Lee.
Rachel, I had no idea you were feeling this way. I would
stand there and say that when we both know it's a lie.
So there's blame to go around. Lee clearly should have talked to his best friend, who theoretically he can share anything with, right?
You.
Elle could have also been not the most clueless freaking idiot on the planet.
What happened?
Lee!
How do you not know, Lee?
Go.
Yeah, listen.
Oh, these people are so stupid.
Lee is also a moron, guys. We're not singling her out.
Everyone's dumb and bad.
I love that Lee's like, what happened? What do you think happened, Lee? An hour and 45 minutes ago, your girlfriend told you to talk to your best friend about this and you didn't.
Repeatedly told you.
That's what happened.
And you didn't.
What person sees a couple dating and doesn't get that they want to be alone at least some of the time?
I think we have a winner.
Oh, I think they want me to insert myself into their relationship all the time, constantly, with zany gags.
I get that
everyone loves zany gags when they're trying to make out.
I get that she misses Noah, and I met some obtuse people in high school. Hell, I was one of them. But I've never met anyone so obtuse where they would just shadow a dating couple nonstop and assume that everyone would be cool with it until someone says otherwise.
It is not plausible.
You really do have a problem now. The only problem I have right now is you.
The number one rule of movies: things don't have to be logical. Things don't have to work the way they work in the real world. We're in a magical, dreamlike state watching a movie. It doesn't have to be realistic. It has to be believable.
Yeah.
It has to be plausible. Not plausible.
Also, because Elle gets into Harvard. Like, Elle gets into Harvard. Spoiler alert, that's what happens at the end. This character...
Not just Harvard, she gets into Harvard and Berkeley.
Yes!
She gets accepted to 2 of the most exclusive schools in the country.
But she can't figure out to give this couple some space. Lee also gets into Berkeley, right? So...
God help me.
If I were Harvard and or Berkeley, I would sue the hell out of this franchise.
Okay, so I like a good needle drop as much as the next person, not as much as Robert Zemeckis, who likes the world's most obvious needle drops. That beats Robert Zemeckis in his own game.
Even more obvious.
The most obvious needle drop ever in a
Build me up, don't break my heart.
Like I said, I knew I'd come to regret this. But once you start, it's really hard to stop.
You don't need to say any of this.
Here's why
we can watch you do the self-destructive thing. We can watch it happen. Oh. Oh. Gasp.
That's the earring.
And look, Joey King is playing the hell out of this. She's doing great work.
Probably thinking about something else entirely to get there,
When
but...
your heart sinks, this is what it looked like for me.
We know! We know what it looked like! We're fucking watching it!
Okay.
One time, I was in a movie, and I experienced an emotion. And this is the emotion that I experienced. Can you see the emotion I'm experiencing?
Is it medically possible to recover from castration? I do get why she's looking at Chloe on Instagram right now. Well, of course she's suspicious, but also, if Noah and Chloe are a thing, she can feel better about her and Marco. Because right now, there's some lingering, like, I've accused my boyfriend of cheating, and I'm starting to dabble over here.
I'm feeling feelings.
And I don't want to feel like a bad person. So there's like this morbid curiosity where it would hurt, but also it would kind of let me off the hook. That is actually one of the more believable character moments for me, that in this moment, she would go and do that.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with that scene, aside from we're getting out of the most obvious needle drop of all time. And the voiceover made me actually scream. So they've just had this incredible performance.
Oh my gosh, are they gonna kiss?
Primarily by stunt dancers.
Oh, and Noah's there, but she doesn't know he's there, and Lee's watching, and... Oh my gosh! Dude,
Did you see how there's sparks flying? There's literal sparks flying, Jonathan. The sparks are flying, Jonathan.
Also, because Noah's there and she, like, it's so predictable.
It's so predictable. Like,
Also,
I didn't know how they were going to get Noah to come to the performance when she kissed him an hour ago when they started talking about this. And then the way they did it is he just shows up. He just fucking shows up from Boston.
Yeah.
No explanation. He's just there.
I think he's coming home from Thanksgiving. But
he's like early.
Please! Elle Edmonds and Marco Pena!
But wasn't this televised? Or streamed?
Something.
So even if he wasn't there, you dummy.
You did it in public.
If you're gonna kiss Marco, if you're gonna... Not that I'm giving people advice on how to cheat and get away with it,
Anyone
but...
trying to figure out what they'll be in 5 years confronts one undeniable fact.
What? What is it?
Just as a great writer once said, perhaps the earth was made round so that we would not see too far down the road. We set
What do
out
you know
on
about great writers?
hopes
Nothing.
and expectations, but when we arrive, the destination never ends up looking exactly the way we had hoped it would.
Didn't need any of that either.
Marco should have caught her in 3 steps. His legs are huge. Like, he's pulling his punches on that jog to stay that far behind her. You can see it.
This is a huge pet peeve of both of ours, is when people fake run on camera. Absolutely drives me nuts. This is one of the reasons that everyone flips out about how good Tom Cruise is running on camera.
Yeah.
Because he's just full out sprinting. He's not actually going that fast.
Yeah.
He's a little guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's not that quick.
But he
looks like he is giving it everything. And a lot of people on camera, like, you pull it back to 75% because the camera can't move as fast, and
Yeah.
you futz with it. and it just looks shitty.
So this perpetuates the myth that when you have chemistry with someone and that moment happens and you lock eyes, you must kiss. It is undeniable.
It is fated.
It is fated.
The sparks are literally flying, guys.
The magnetism is irresistible. And of course, that's hogwash. You always have a choice. You can always decide, I am in another relationship. I don't need to do this. Or, turns out I do want to pursue things with Marco, so I should break it off with Noah. Big pet peeve of mine in movies and in real life is, if you're gonna cheat, don't.
That's a really good idea.
Just end the one relationship and start the other. And we've had people in our... I'm so smart, guys.
You're gonna cheat? Don't.
Big brain. It comes down to your integrity, and people justify and rationalize cheating all the time with, well, I felt lonely, or I felt isolated, or my partner was neglecting me, or my partner was mean to me. Okay, all of that contributes to the relationship not working.
Sure.
But there is a line that you cross when you cheat, and you don't get to blame anybody else for that.
You are now the bad guy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna cheat, don't. Jonathan Decker.
So I know Marco's handsome. I know you guys have a moment. I know you have this chemistry. You're also in front of hundreds of people, and it's being live streamed. Like, again, the plot only works if she's a complete moron.
It's an idiot plot.
And she doesn't have a bad relationship with Noah. But let's just say
she does have a bad relationship, but it's her fault.
If it were an unhealthy relationship, she could end that relationship before starting a new one and not compromise her integrity.
But instead, she's compromised her integrity after causing it to be a bad relationship for no reason.
Also, speaking of that, I feel for Noah. In the course of this very long and exhausting film, he has been ghosted by his girlfriend for no reason. He has been accused of cheating by his girlfriend, and now he's been cheated on. At what point does Noah say, I can do a hell of a lot better than this?
Noah should definitely get together with Chloe. A, she doesn't need to stand on an apple box to be with him. B, British.
There was no C. It was just those
two reasons. That's all you need.
Honestly, given what he's got so far, that's good enough.
She's also sarcastic. She's got that, like, snide British humor thing.
Yeah.
Really hot.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Them kissing here makes absolutely no sense. I don't get why they would do it.
Man, Jono is really getting worked up about this movie. They only kissed because they locked eyes. Wait, Jono's locking eyes with me right now. Is this it? Is this the moment the internet has been waiting for?
So, in summary, if you're gonna cheat, don't, and none of this makes sense, and this is dumb, and I hate it.
Welcome to the best Thanksgiving ever, where everyone goes to have Thanksgiving at Noah's family's house for some reason.
Careful with those yams.
Why is Rachel there?
Lee, do you want
Why
to
is
for
Rachel?
a second?
Why is Rachel there?
What high school girl with a family who we've seen goes to their boyfriend's house for Thanksgiving? This doesn't even make sense.
Pretty sure how to answer that.
It's fine if that's where people want to live, but
Maybe both houses have stovetop stuffing.
That's a deep cut for 90s kids.
making decisions alone. You know, sometimes they need convincing to do the really stupid shit.
Lee!
You just shut your mouth.
You know what? You need to leave Lee out of this.
Why are you acting like I'm the one that did something?
Leave Lee out of this. Lee just jumped into it.
You don't want to go there.
Where's
right
Marco? Everybody else is
now.
here.
Lee, listen, I am.
Ian, where's the gay
really
couple?
Sorry about applying to schools in Boston.
I bet Marco's
And
having
Rachel,
Thanksgiving with the gay
I don't
couple.
even know why you're mad at me right now.
So you're just gonna pretend that Lee
She
never
told you!
We needed space from you constantly hanging around us?
She actually freaking told you at the dance. Why she's mad at you? She's telling you again right now.
Lee, you never said.
Yes, he did. Lee, tell her.
Did he say
Rachel,
he
you
did?
can't be this dumb. Molly Ringwald is my hero. She's the only person in this entire conversation who makes any sense.
I tried to, but...
No, you didn't. Do or do not. There is no try.
Rach.
It was a tough conversation to have with my best friend who's been my best friend since we were 6. For some reason, we can't tell each other about our feelings ever. Ever, ever, ever.
Well, and what best friend if you're like, hey, I still want to hang out with you, but I also need some alone time with my girlfriend. Truly, your best friend's going to be like, cool.
Get some.
Poor Molly Ringwald is watching all of this on set going, I miss John Hughes. That's what she's thinking.
The whole time she's like, I was in 16 Candles. Remember when teen movies didn't suck?
Is it medically possible to recover from castration?
I am grateful for family.
All right, way to get it back on track, son.
My new friend. And my motorcycle.
Okay.
Ooh.
Elle?
Ooh, burn.
Wow, what a tough act to follow.
Oh, angry dad. Whoa.
Let's see. I'm thankful for my family.
Still angry dad.
For that I just, won some.
Oh, remember how she has a little brother?
And oh yeah, oh my god, I am super duper thankful that
her dad looks constipated.
Chloe's earring.
Oh my god. Where did you find it?
When passive aggressive becomes aggressive aggressive.
Under Noah's bed.
Happy Thanksgiving.
But what I missed before is that I found the earring
Noah being the bitch, obviously.
before I did anything crazy, like rearrange my whole life for someone.
It kind of looked to me like you'd already rearranged your life.
Oh.
So how would you improve this relationship?
I mean, what do you think? You think they stand a chance? You're on their side, aren't you?
Let's assume they call me in for an emergency session on Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I'm charging you time and a half. They're like, done. I'm gonna just go with Elle and Noah. I'm not gonna bring everybody else in because it's just gonna be a shit show.
Also, there's no point in talking to the dad. He can't feel emotion.
I'll work with Lee and Rachel separately, but with Elle and Noah, the conversation is like, you found this earring under the bed. You did talk to him about the earring, but not when you figured out who it belonged to. So you're waiting for what moment? What was your plan? When were you going to have this conversation? When he slights you by saying he's thankful for his motorcycle, so you embarrass him in front of everybody? No, that's not the moment. Here in the office, let's sort out what actually happened. Again, I'm not actually getting paid very well for this because I charge by the hour, and this is a 2-minute conversation!
You don't want to go there right now.
You know what? Have Chloe there to explain. You know how I know? Because this is what freaking happens in the movie itself.
None of this should have happened because Chloe should have said, oh, you found it, thank you. Hey, by the way, when you were gone, I crashed in your room, and I haven't been able to find my earring since. Elle found it.
Instead, Chloe just sits there.
Sad. She sits there like, oh, you caught me. And that's what she's playing. Why?
I like the drama.
There are movies where I can talk at length about the therapeutic skill and technique that I would execute here to help people. That's not necessary here. This is not a complicated problem.
Nope.
Just explain what happened and then apologize for the miscommunication and for the embarrassment. Go in front of the family, say, hey, sorry for ruining Thanksgiving, and get on with your day. There's still pie to be had.
Also, Elle has a lot of work to do because she cheated on him. Moving on!
You know what I can't figure out, though? How did your earring get under my bed in the first place?
Okay, about that. Don't get pissy, but
Pissed.
when you were out of town for a football game,
You're in America now.
crashed at your place after getting into a fight with Jason, and the earring must have just fallen off then.
Why wouldn't you tell me that?
No, I said-
Exactly!
Exactly!
Now that we know what's happened.
Jacob Elordi gets it!
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to fix it.
Also, her explanation is it fell off.
I can't
But
stop
it didn't.
thinking about that kiss. I can't believe that she thought that I'd actually cheat on her.
Yes, you should not be with
I was
her.
lying about us hanging out in the first place. I was trying to avoid this whole situation.
You should break up with her, Noah.
Listen to me. Just to give you things from Elle's point of view, you used to have quite the reputation, right? And Elle has no idea that I am one of the few women on the planet immune to the charms of Noah Flynn.
You don't know that because he hasn't laid them on you.
Earring, which couldn't have been very
Because
helpful to a
again,
woman
he's a
who's
good
listening.
He's
boyfriend.
a good boyfriend who's never tried to do anything away from Elle.
I don't like it when you're right.
Well, I do sleep where I'm not supposed to from time to time, but overall.
Also, you're expecting us to believe that a straight woman has no interest in Jacob Elordi? None? Okay.
Yeah, we've already established she was on a break from her, boyfriend or whatever, and that's why she slept in his room. So she's attracted to men, and she's not attracted to Jacob Elordi.
Liar! Liar!
Biggest problem with this movie.
And that's saying something. Now, that's not to say that she would pursue that, but to say I'm like completely immune. Okay. Because I think every person of every sexuality looks at Jacob Elordi and goes, oh, he's so hot and so miserable.
But like, okay, let's get to the
I don't want to.
It's bad.
I don't want whatever we're about to get to.
This should have happened a long time ago, but then when it did happen, it was also bad.
Well, also, she could have said something at Thanksgiving, because as we see, she's plenty intelligent. Like, at Thanksgiving dinner, she was like, derp, because the freaking script needed her to be a slack-jawed yokel who couldn't compose a sentence.
Idiot plot.
In the next scene, she's perfectly intelligent, articulate, can say exactly what she wants to say. And okay, maybe she was blindsided at Thanksgiving dinner, but also let that scene play out. Not just like to where it's cut in the movie, but like actually in real life, let that scene play out. Wouldn't she say something then and there? Like, sure, take a couple seconds to be like, oh, I'm shocked by all this, but I can clear this up.
Elle already stormed out of the room. Oh, holy crap. Okay, let me do some damage repair here.
No, we're gonna wait till the pool hall.
Why? Idiot plot.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4. It gets even dumber, though. Noah was lying to Elle about hanging out with Chloe because he didn't want her to get jealous. That seems like the easiest way to make somebody jealous in the world.
Well, listen, at least that's, to your point, believable. He's already seen that she's suspicious and jealous. It's not justifiable. It's the wrong play to make. You should be honest and transparent with your partner. But at least it makes sense.
And
especially
again,
for young college-age people.
18, 19-year-old boy. He's not super smart
He
with
hasn't
relationships.
He hasn't lost his abs yet.
He's still got his abs, therefore
He's gonna
not
make
wise.
Listen, I'd explain the math to you, but some of you still have your abs, so it's fine. But follow me on this. Look at Iroh.
Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
You know, if anyone can keep both, it's him.
I said congratulations.
Why is Marco picking a fight with Noah?
Yeah, this is so out of character for Marco. Like, we've only ever seen him be just like sweet and kind to
Someone says
everybody.
congratulations and you're ready to fight him. You really do have a problem now. The only problem I have right now is you.
Oh, well, this is in character.
This is in character for Noah, who is kind of a dickbag.
Well, not as a boyfriend, but to everybody else, he's ready to throw hands.
Noah. Noah.
So out of character for Marco, in character for Noah, Elle should not be interested in either of these preening idiots.
To be fair, they shouldn't be interested in her either.
You know who's definitely not interested in anybody? Me. Not interested in any of these people. There's not even a good mustache dad to help me pass the time. You gave me the blandest...
You got Molly Ringwald.
That's
but she's
true.
in 2 scenes.
That's true.
2 scenes of Molly Ringwald saving the day. Oh boy.
I got nothing.
It's breaking me. I'm starting.
Well, I'm starting to listen. I'm supposed to be giving these characters therapy, and I'm thinking about catching a session of my own this afternoon.
I'm supposed to be talking about how the filmmaking is helping us feel things, and all I've got is like, why the f would Marco do that? He wouldn't do that. That makes no sense aside from somebody be like, hey, what if we had more drama here?
The dude on the beach who was like, don't hold on too tightly, just love somebody and let them choose, is not the same guy who's picking this fight. They're not the same person. Because the guy on the beach would look at Noah and be like, well, Elle's going to choose who she wants, and I'll honor that choice. Because the dude on the beach was super respectful and wise.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we can fix everything with another grand romantic gesture. Here we go.
We should have another kissing booth in this kissing booth series at some point.
Yeah. Very clearly, they were like, oh crap, we have to put a kissing booth in our movie titled Kissing Booth 2.
Also, I would...
There's no resemblance, like there's no need for this to happen.
I would never kiss someone blindfolded in high school.
Yeah.
Like, the potential for getting pranked in a bad way
is 100%.
Yeah. I missed you too.
Okay, this is very sweet.
So sorry for ever making you feel like anything less than the most important person in my life.
These actors are giving this everything they've got.
Another chance.
And it is so unearned.
Make you feel that way ever again.
And, you know, one of the spots of occasionally there's bursts of good writing in this movie, and that speech right there.
Not bad. Unearned.
I don't want to lose you.
The contrivance of if we get them to kiss blindfolded,
it will fix everything.
They'll remember how much they enjoy kissing each other, and then the problems will just go bye-bye.
That makes sense to me.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Just smooch your way into a great relationship. Works every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
But you're right, the actors are giving it their all. And I like his apology, and I like the recognition when he says, I'm so sorry for making you feel like you're not the most important person in my life.
That's a great line.
It's a great line, and it's a specifically hits directly on what her pain point is.
Exactly.
It's not one of these apologies where they say I'm sorry, but they don't know for what. He knows exactly what he's apologizing
Or I'm
for.
sorry you feel this way, which is a non-apology apology.
Right.
I'm sorry for making you feel this
Yeah,
way.
I did this.
I'm taking responsibility for the things I did to you.
Yep.
Sublime.
Sublime!
It's like finding some undigested Reese's Pieces in a turd. It's like, oh, there's something sweet here. Doesn't mean...
Why are you eating a turd, Jono?
I'm not eating it. I'm just...
How do you know it's sweet?
The Reese's...
How do you know it's a Reese's?
Because if they're undigested, you could recognize them. And why I'm eating a turd is because you're serving it to me.
I am giving... Yeah, okay, fine.
No poop.
No poop.
Oh my gosh, that feels like days ago. Still the same movie.
Still the same movie.
To get Jacob Elordi to look sad, they just caught him bored on set and started filming.
He does mopey sad face real good.
Can see that you are absolutely miserable.
Everyone in this convention center unconvincingly dressed to look like an airport.
So, as your friend, I have to demand that you do something about it.
What's the point?
Look at me.
I don't know, Mopey. You could salvage a relationship. I don't know why you would. She sucks.
Do you love her?
I'm not talking to you about this in an airport.
No. Stop
You're not. It's a convention center, as Alan pointed out.
Maybe. Maybe it's just the lobby of some building. Does not look like an airport.
Yeah.
Then tell her. Because not telling her is just stupid.
Yeah,
You
well,
are-
get in line. There's a lot of that going around.
Also, telling her is stupid. Everything everyone does in this movie is stupid.
One thing that you're not is stupid.
Yes, he is. He's very stupid.
I don't know. I think he's stupid and other characters are very stupid.
Okay, I will grant you that.
You
She's
look-
still wrong. He is stupid.
I'm sorry, guys.
Do I look completely insane right now?
I'm looking at my best friend, and he looks like he's aged 10 years since we started this episode.
Why? He's so stupid. And he's the least stupid of all the main characters. Except Chloe, who's somehow wise. But never when she needs to be.
Are you okay?
How could Jono know I'm monologuing right now? That I'm describing everything in voiceover.
I think my friend's going insane. Brad and I have been planning an intervention for years. I guess today's the day.
I do have feelings for you.
At least you own it.
When we kissed, there was something there.
Kind of weird that they have the disco ball hitting her in the face.
Also, is everyone just watching, waiting for them to kiss at the
100%.
fundraiser?
There's like hundreds of people standing around watching them have this
I
conversation.
really didn't mean to hurt you.
It's so awkward. We should go backstage or something and talk.
Myself about.
I just really wanted this scene to end with the cut to the other side of them and a huge crowd of people like, wow, you guys really got to the bottom of it, huh?
And make sure that he knows that I'm not slipping away.
You gave me the strength to be with my boyfriend.
Thank you for confessing your love to me so that I could figure out stuff.
Oh, the music is letting us know she's gonna go to Noah. Yep, they were all just
standing there the whole damn time. Have her run away and then cut behind Marco to everybody just standing there looking at him, and like somebody at the front goes, dude, bummer.
I would have punctuated their heartfelt confession with people being like, shit or get off the pot.
Kiss her now, dude.
Because what is everyone like, oh, I guess they're talking. I guess we'll just
sit
hang
here
out
quietly.
So, I mean, I guess I'm happy for her that the boy she cheated on her boyfriend with helped her figure out that she wants to be with her boyfriend.
Huh?
Sometimes that does happen in a twisted sort of way. Like, I thought I wanted something else. I had something else. Realized I wanted what I already had. Oops, I completely screwed that up and it's a dumpster fire. I better go try and fix it.
There's actually several good movies that are that plot.
This is not one of them.
No.
Oh, our gazebo.
Hey. That place where we made out and it was really awkward because of our height difference.
I'm convinced there was a mini trampoline there to get her.
But then watch this. Apple Box, baby! They figured it out! They took my notes from the first movie.
Say this. When I started this school year, I was pretty lonely. I wasn't really doing so well in my classes.
Why didn't you say anything?
Oh, you are not one to talk.
Embarrassed.
Ellie, you don't ever get to say, why didn't you say anything to anybody?
Anything? You never get to say that ever.
Around, introduced me to her
I
friends.
suspected you of cheating and all kinds of stuff, but I never said anything about it. And then when you said you didn't, and then I was like, well, okay, I believe you, but I didn't actually believe you.
I see what you guys have.
Anyway, I think that maybe we should be together forever, but I don't know why, because...
Okay, I mean, I am impressed.
So then when you didn't believe that her and I could just be friends, it reminded me of what you used to think about me.
Accurately think about you.
And I didn't like that.
We could have had this conversation an hour and a half ago!
It's about you and more just... I compared myself to her.
Literally could have had that conversation after the first time she saw Chloe on the Zoom call.
I made that thing that would end it.
At the worst, could have had that conversation after the first time she went out to Boston to visit him.
I was so scared we were gonna get on that plane.
So I love that the film is reinforcing it's important to be vulnerable, transparent, and honest.
Sure.
I don't love that the film is also reinforcing you have to set your entire life on fire and hurt everyone you care about before you get there.
In order to make any progress at all.
Tell me. Do you love him?
It is funny. Jacob Elordi has a similar amount of disdain for these movies that Robert Pattinson has for Twilight.
Remember what I'm about to say.
I'm sorry, we were talking. Did she apologize for kissing
you, Noah.
the other guy? She did. That's good.
It's always been you.
I mean, she lifted that line from Friends. That's exactly what Ross tells Rachel.
Yeah.
It's always been you.
Stealing from, other works is fine if you are attempting to be as good as them. Stealing from other works when you're a lazy sack of shit.
Okay, listen.
I might have gone too far.
Dial that back.
We're going to take that again. Stealing from other works when...
Multiplied by the square root of an isosceles triangle.
You're a lazy sack of shit. Dang it! Borrowing from other works when you're a lazy sack of shit. No!
Grumpy.
This movie and the horse it rode in on. The motorcycle it rode in on. I'm grateful for my motorcycle. F you, motorcycle.
I hope you're happy. You just undid like a decade of therapy. This man was doing so well. All the demons are coming out now.
Here's the thing. I feel so bad because I'm sure Vincent Marcello, I don't know him. I don't know. Maybe he's an awful person. Maybe he's the world's best person. Maybe he's extremely talented and there was crushing pressure and not enough budget and whatever from the studio and blah, blah, blah. Maybe he just absolutely rips farts and then sniffs them. I don't know. But I can only lay blame at the feet of the guy with the writer credit and the director credit, and it's the same guy. I've made absolute turds. They suck. I don't want you to watch them.
I do. They were my finest hour.
It's not true. I've got bigger lips.
So she says it's always been you, which is romantic on the face of it, but it's also dumb. It's stupid.
She's 17.
Listen, it can be accurate to her that it's always been him, except for it's not. She's pursued and kissed somebody else. So it hasn't always been him, first of all. Second of all, you don't know at 17 who your person is.
Well, and even if it always has been him, it's not always going to be him. Probably.
Yeah.
Statistically, you're not going to end up with the person you're in love with at 17.
I don't really believe in the fated soulmate. There's one person on the planet for all of us. If you do, more power to you. There are people with whom you are compatible, with whom you can have healthy, lasting relationships. If you do the work to be a person of transparency, honesty, integrity, reliability, and the person that you're with is willing to meet you there.
I'm a deeply unromantic person. I believe that if you are willing to put in that amount of work, you can make it work with nearly anyone. There are very few people on earth that you are so 100% incompatible with that you couldn't make it work if you put in enough effort. Most people, rightly, don't want to put in that amount of work. They want some amount of there's a baseline level of compatibility.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I only have to put in this much work.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fine. I also do not believe that there is some magical, mythical elf queen out there that you meet and it's just instant, glorious rainbows and butterflies for your entire life. That is not a thing. So the good news is Elle has learned and grown, and everything's great.
I love that the film makes that pop in case. Oh, good. Thanks.
Oh wait, did you get into?
I don't mind that effect too bad. Now I'm just nitpicking.
No, the effect is fine. It's
Oh
a little.
boy.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
So she's learned nothing.
She's learned nothing.
Because she could go to Harvard and be with Noah, which is what she wants.
Yep.
Or she could go to UC Berkeley, which is what she doesn't want.
But it's
then
according to the rules,
It's
which
according-
are the only thing that governs her entire life because she's a f***wit.
the whole reason, oh boy, I don't want to have to talk to Lee, my best friend. I don't want to have to talk with him about things.
I can't possibly tell my best friend that, hey, my priorities have shifted because I'm growing up. I'm not 6 years old anymore. You can tell I'm not 6 years old because we've been watching this movie since I was 6 years old. This movie is 38 years long.
So Elle learned nothing. She's right back where she started, which is, I can't be honest and transparent with the people I care about. I can't make a decision for myself and expect the people who love me to honor that I'm making a decision for myself. I'm going to make decisions based on what pleases the people I care about because I'm desperate for their acceptance and I don't want to hurt them. Elle, you're a grown-ass woman. Okay, you're an adult now. Do what you want to do and let everybody else just deal with it.
Yeah.
If they can't deal with it, that's a them problem.
If Lee can't handle you going somewhere else for school, he's not your best friend. If Noah can't handle you going somewhere else for school, he's not the one who you're fated to be with.
And that's fine.
Both of those outcomes are okay. You presumably are going to live a lot longer.
So guys, if you're having struggles like these in your life and relationships...
Holy crap, just have a conversation. Stop living your life with an idiot plot.
I was going to say hire better writers for your life. That's what I was going to say.
No, but really though, you are writing your own life.
Yeah.
You are writing the script of your own life. You can change what the upcoming scene is. You can write a different scene for yourself where you're just open and honest and forthright. And what will happen, Jono?
I wasn't listening. My brain just hurts. Oh, better outcomes. And you'll be with the people who will respect what you want. And if they don't, they're not your people.
Sometimes temporary pain.
Yep, but worth it.
Always worth it in the end.
Don't have your third act conversations in the third act. Move them way, way up. No one would watch your life, maybe? I would. I like Ted Lasso, and Nobody Wants This. I like shows that are... I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Joe's using my Write Your Own Life and move the third act into the first act? That's my bit. He's not the screenwriter. What does he think he's doing?
And watch movies!
We want to thank our patrons for subjecting us to this horror show. People with names like these names.
Sarah Munson.
Elida LKR. Liquor?
Ben Benton. I love Ben Benton. That's
Benton. Elelalu.
Oliver Diaz and Ciso.
Thanks, patrons. I hope you are doing okay.
We're not.